All right, here come the Flyers. We're here in the PSM Ice Arena in Fort Wayne, Indiana for our final game in the Silver Six tournament. Getting warmed up for the game, we'll have Leander in net. And here we go warming up against Toledo. Wooten, Chase Carver, Aiden Kidd. On defense, Trey Beckendorf. And it looks like someone's wearing Barber. Nope, that's Battershell. Battershell on defense. Here we go. Park goes forward. Toledo has possession, crossing our blue line with it. They're passing. Pressure from Trey. They send it backwards and knocked out by Battershell. Or excuse me, that's Barber. It goes over by the goal of Cleveland. Battle behind the Cleveland net. Or excuse me, Toledo. Puck goes across ice. It'll be icing on Toledo. 13:32 in the first period. Ames will execute a change. Out comes Tesdall, Little, and Smith. Defense will change as well. Looks like we're going to have Cam and RJ out. Facing off to the right of the Toledo net in their territory. Taking the drop is Benny, sends it backwards. Launched by Smith, caught by the goalie, and he puts a glove on it, stopping play at 13:28. We'll form back up again to the right of the net for Toledo in their territory. Tesdall takes the drop. Battling for it, sends it back to Smith. Smith passes to Beckendorf, intercepted. Toledo's on the run, crossing our blue line. Beckendorf giving pressure. They're going to launch it at Leander. He blocks it. It goes under his pads. Play will stop at 13:16 in the first. Toledo will execute a line change. We're going to hold still. We're going to form up to the left of our goal in our territory. Tesdall will take the drop. On his left is Little. On his right is Jansen. Battle near our blue line. Little fighting for it. Passes it up to Smith. Smith chucks it into their territory. In the right corner, Tesdall sends it back to Jansen. Jansen stops at the blue line, launches to center. Bounces off a skate. Tesdall recovers, sends it to center. Hits the goalie's pads. There's a battle to the left. Toledo recovers. They pass to center near the red line, and it misses. Beckendorf gets it, sends it back to the red line. Cleveland picks it up. Or excuse me, Toledo picks it up. We got a little line change out here. We have Neal out now. Comes behind our net. Jansen's there with one of the Toledo members. They try to center it and miss. Their defender gets it, launches it Leander. Leander puts a glove on it, and they charge the net. Great job. Great stop by Leander. Stop and play at 12:27. All right, we're going to execute some more changes here. Looks like Joe Bartholomew is out. Nail is out. Battershell is out. Correct. They send it back behind their net. Looks like Trey's got it. He's trying to take it away. Intercepted. They get a hold of it again. They launch it at Leander. It comes up off the red bar. Bounces off. No goal. No goal. Nail's on the run. Got fire in his face. He gets it over into Toledo territory, and he boards one of their players and puts it in the right corner. At the line is Battershell. He stops it at the blue line of Toledo. Sends it to center to Nail. Nail launches. Bounces off the goalie. Comes back to the red line. Trey gets a hold of it. Sends it back into Toledo territory. Comes back again. Battershell has it. He sends it back across in the neutral zone. One of the Toledo players comes out, and they're going to call offsides, it looks like, or one extra man. Can't quite tell the hit signal. 11:42 in the first period. It's tied 0-0. And we got a fresh change. Up comes Tesdall, Cam Beckendorf, Battershell, Little, and Smith. They're going to form up to the right of the goal of Toledo. 11:42 to go in the first period. Oh, it's going to be a penalty, it looks like. So Ames will be under power play for the next minute and a half. It's 11:42 in the first. So Ames on power play. Tesdall taking the drop, sends it to the right. Excuse me, Battershell took the drop. That was interesting. All right, it comes back. They launch it and ice it. It goes behind the net, and we'll form back up to the right of the net. They're going to change their mind. Left of the net in Toledo. Little, Tesdall, and Smith will stay out. Looks like Little's going to take the drop. Battershell on the left. Cam on the right for the defense. Benny gets a hold of it. Pressure from Toledo. He passes it back to Battershell. He's going to rip it. Kicked away by the goalie. It's shot on goal for Battershell. Battle in front of the net again. One of our players is down in front of the net. It goes behind the net. In comes Beckendorf to apply pressure. Intercepted by Tesdal. He sends it back around the net. It'll stay in Toledo territory. Ames under power play for the next 59 seconds. There's some boarding going on. Toledo takes off with it. They send it to one of their players at our blue line. Our defense is moving backwards. Batter shell applying pressure. It's going to go behind the net here. Oh, they spin and turn. In comes another one of our players. Looks like Beckendorf to apply pressure and not giving them an opportunity. In comes Little, forcing them to go back to the neutral zone. 34 seconds left in the power play. They're going to try and outskate. They go to the boards, and they're going to dump it behind our net. They'll execute a change as we keep going. Here comes Beckendorf. He's going to launch it across the ice. He's on his own. It's Little. Little's got it. Shoot it. Shoot it. And the goalie puts a glove on it at 10:28. Great shot on goal by Little. 17 seconds to go under power play for Ames. We're going to form to the left of the Toledo net. All right, taking the drop is Barber. On the left is Trey, and the right is Luden. Comes back to Beckendorf. He launches it at the goalie. Goalie puts a glove on it. He'll stop play at 10:21. 10 seconds of power play left for Ames. Toledo will execute a line change. On defense right now is Trey Beckendorf and Battershell. Barber, Luden, and looks like Kim perhaps out for offense. Goes back to Beckendorf. He slams it to Battershell. Battershell having trouble with the puck, launches it. Goes to behind the net. Around the goalie, there's a dog pile at the net, and they'll stop play. Power play is over. Both teams are at full strength. We're going to form to the right of Toledo's net. Kim and Luden on the left. Barber taking the drop. Battershell on the left defense. Trey on the right defense. And to the right of the Toledo net, they're going to take it, move it forward. It goes by the net. Toledo gets it. Battle behind there. Kim puts somebody in the wall. Good job. Toledo recovers and takes off with it. Defense is going backwards fast. Here comes Toledo towards our net. Puck's out there. They're going to try and launch it. It goes up and over the head of Leander. Good job. Barber gets it on the right, sends it to the blue line. Toledo's got problems. Barber takes it away. An interception there by Toledo. They're going to go back to their net, try and pass it up to the blue line where they're met by Luden, who fouls up the shot. They get a hold of it. They're going to navigate the defense and try and shoot on Leander. He puts a glove on it. And there's a battle in front of the net, and defense pushes him back. Great stop by Leander. Puck got a little loose under the glove, but Jansen came in there and pushed away the other player. Out we have Jansen, incorrect. Nail, Bartholomew, and it looks like Trey. Bartholomew taking the drop to the right of the net, sends it to his left. Jansen comes in. They try and shoot it, kicked away by Leander. Okay, it's Cam that has it. Cam dumps it into their territory. And they're going to call it icing on Ames at 9:20. First period, 0-0. We'll form back up to the left of our net. All right, here we go. Neal to the left. To the right is correct. Bartholomew taking the drop. Jansen to the right. Cam to the left. Leander at net. Goes forward to Toledo. Toledo playing with it. They send it to a player. Lose control. Bartholomew gets a hold of it. He's going to drive with it. Passes to Nail. Nail catches it. Good catch. Slapped by Toledo. Toledo's going to take off with it. Jansen skating backwards. Provides, they shoot it on Leander, and he catches it. And there's a battle in front of the net where players fall on Leander, and the defenders are clearing the goal. Good stop by Leander. Good clearance by Bartholomew and Jansen to keep Toledo off of Leander. And we'll execute a line change at 9:01. Out comes Smith, Tesdal, Little, Jansen, and it looks like Cam stay. Tesdal was taking the drop. Tesdal battles it, sends it back to Beckendorf. He launches it behind the net. Toledo picks it up in the net, trying to position in center. There's a battle swept away by Jansen. It goes back across the red line. Here comes Little chasing and getting low. He's going after it, doing the limbo there. Tesdal comes in, knocks it away. Smith gets a hold of it, going back to our territory, passes to Jansen. He looks for Tesdall, gives it to Tesdall, and he takes off. Out of the neutral zone is Tesdall. He runs into traffic, 5-on-1. It comes back to the neutral zone. Jansen will go after it and knock it over to Tesdall. Comes to the boards. There's a little battle. Then over on the right wing, we get a hold of it. Looks like Battershell came out. He sends it back forward. It comes to Jansen. Jansen in the neutral zone going with it. Jansen passes it. It goes into the right corner. And their goalie comes out and chucks it back in the right corner. Tesdall gets a hold of it, and the goalie gloves it. So shot on goal for Tesdall at 8:09 here in the first period. Nice shot by Benny. Nice competitive game here playing against Toledo. Today we're going to form up to the right of the goal for Toledo. We have Kim, Lunan, and Barber out. Barber's going to take the drop. Battershell and Trey is out. Battershell on the left, Trey on the right. They're battling in the right corner. Toledo launches it behind their net. Here comes Kim chasing after it. Toledo's going to try and center it. Misses their player. It's going to go into our territory. Trey is going to turn on the speed and get a hold of it. 2-on-1 against it. He's got to launch it. He sends it over to Battershell, and there's a battle in the left here. Battershell puts him in the board and chucks the puck backwards. Toledo gets it. They're going to send it back. And Battershell's on top of Toledo lifting the stick. Nice stick lift. Good job by Battershell. Toledo gets it to their defense. Kim gets scrappy. Takes it away. It's back behind the net. Here comes Barber to apply pressure with Beckendorf. Battling back in our right corner. Beckendorf's giving pressure. Gets it away. Passes it up to Barber in the boards. Barber's trying to launch it. Another battle in the boards and a little a little sandwich action there from Barber and Kim. Puts Toledo so they can't make a shot. They decide to dump it and they'll ice it at 7:05. Here we go. We've got another line change. Out comes Bartholomew, Nail, and Correct. And then we've got Jansen and Cam on defense. Leander in the net. We're forming up to the right of our net. Bartholomew takes the drop. 7:05 to go. Here we go. It's Battle of Joe. Joe holds on to the Toledo person. Someone knocks it around the boards. It's going into Toledo territory. The goalie is out in a corner. Man, that goalie's risking it. All right. They're trying to send it forward. There's a battle on the right. Correct gets it. Gets knocked over. A little back checking there. And they just knock Nail over. That's interesting. All right. Physical. They're coming our way. Beckendorf applying pressure. They shoot at Leander. It bounces off his foot. Jansen gets a hold of it and launches it in the neutral zone. And it won't go into icing. It's not going that fast. 6:28 to go. Toledo's in the left. They're coming after us. Beckendorf stands still and screws up their drive. Nail gets a hold of it in front of the goal. Dump it. Come on. There's a battle in the right. Yeah, they almost had a shot on Leander there. Nail held onto it there. All right, knocked away by Beckendorf. It goes to the blue line. They're going to do a blue line shot, and Leander bats it away with the glove. 6:04. Leander in that mitt. That's dangerous, man. If you can get it to the mitt, Leander will knock it away or catch it. All right, we're in the neutral zone. Correct's battling in center ice for it. Toledo does a quick pivot. The defense comes forward with it. They're driving in the center. Both the defenders are swinging. They get past the defenders, but they dump it in the left corner. They'll come it back around. They're going to send it back. Neal says, no, thank you. I'm going to take it into your territory. And Ames will execute a line change. Out comes Benny. Toledo's forming up. They're at our blue line. In comes Trey to apply pressure. Battershell is out with Little, Benny, and Smith. They're in our left wing. Passing and passing. Benny's applying pressure. They can't make a shot. Benny gets a hold of it and takes off. 1-on-1 against Benny, which is nice. He gets in the left of the net, shoots it. He puts it in behind the goalie, and it's down. Looks like the goalie got it with his skate and held on to it in the splits there. It was quite the shot by Benny. And they'll stop play at 5:04. We're going to form up to the right of the net in Toledo territory. Benny will take the drop. On the right is Smith. The left is Little. Battershell and Trey are out on defense. Toledo tries to advance. Smith says no thank you and puts the guy in the boards. It goes to Beckendorf. He launches it, and the goalie kicks it away. Shot on goal for Trey. We're in the left, battling. It's going to center. Ripped by Smith and just to the right of the goal. We're coming to the right. Toledo has it. They're going to go behind the net. In comes one of our players to pass it backwards. It goes behind the goal. They send it to the blue line. Battershell stops it, rips it. Stopped by Benny. They're trying to center it, and intercepted by Toledo. Comes back to Battershell. He's going to launch it to the blue line and miss just left of the goal. Good shot, though, by Battershell. He had some sauce on that. All right, Trey has it on the right, trying to center. 2-on-1 against him, put him in the boards. Okay, here comes Toledo, driving the center. They're in front. Benny takes it away. Benny has it, launches it, and there's a battle in front of the goal there. Looks like the goalie was down, so they're not going to call it. It'll be 4:09, no goal. Ames will execute a line change. We're getting lots of action here. Out comes Barber, Cam, Lunan, Kim, and Jansen. Barber's going to take the drop. We're to the left of their goal. Jansen on the right defense. Left defense is Cam. Lunan and Hayden were on the right. Toledo's going to launch it to the blue line. Gets past Cam. Jansen's racing to Leander. It's going to be icing on Toledo. Good job on Jansen heading for the house to make sure we're safe. We're going to form back up to the left of the Toledo net. 3:58 to go here in the first period. It's tied 0-0. Taking the drop is Barber. On the left will be Luden this time. On the right will be Kim. Beckendorf and Jansen on D. Barber sends it forward. Toledo gets it. They're going to drive behind the net. Send it on the boards to Jansen, who stops it at the blue line for a battle. Puck goes loose. Cam gets it at our blue line. Jansen gets a hold of it, battles for it. It comes loose again. They're going to stop play for offsides at 3:45. We'll form up in the neutral zone on the Ames half. On our right side, taking the drop again will be Barber. On his left is Kim. On the right is Luden. Jansen and Cam on D. Leander in the net. In front of the Ames bench, getting ready to drop. Ref's giving some coaching. And it's dropped. Battle, it comes left. Toledo gets it. Swinging is Beckendorf. They launch it. Leander goes left. The goal. And that'll be a point for Toledo. Ames will execute a change here at 3:40. That was a goal for Toledo. Out comes the new line. We'll have Bartholomew taking the drop. On his right will be Correct. On his left is Nail. We'll have Trey on the left. Battershell on the right for defense. That's center ice. Here comes the ref. Giving some coaching in Toledo again. There we go. Bartholomew sends it right. Toledo gets a hold of it. Kim steals it away, sends it to the right. Kim chucks it in the air. Center ice. Toledo gets a hold of it. Going back is Trey. Looking. He falls. Stops. They shoot it. Bounces off the pad of Leander, and then he puts a glove on it. He'll stop play at 3:25. It's Toledo up 1-0. First period here at the PSM Ice Arena in Fort Wayne. We will not execute a change, but Toledo will. Bartholomew will take the drop, and on his left is Nail. Goes forward towards Toledo at the blue line. They get it. They're going to try and launch it and then miss. Battershell gets a hold of it, sends it towards the blue line. Now there's a battle near our bench. Toledo launches it, hits the glove of Leander. He drops it out to keep it in play. Beckendorf sends it forward. Toledo's at the red line. Nail takes and launches it into Toledo territory. Toledo tries to send it. There's no one there. It goes to Battershell at the red line. There's a little battle. Correct kicks it back. It'll stay in Toledo territory. Their goalie's out behind the net. Toledo forming up. They're coming. Goes to their blue line. Neutral zone. Beckendorf swinging. Battershell comes in and provides pressure to their receiver. In the right is Beckendorf. He passes to Battershell. He sends it in the neutral zone. Toledo has it at the red line and loses control. Nail applying pressure. It goes back in front of the goal. The goalie is out and he stops it. They're going to send it to their team. Bartholomew and Correct are applying pressure. Comes in the neutral zone. Beckendorf, the only defender back there, so he gets a hold of it. He's got pressure behind him. Kicks it back up to Bartholomew as he's boarded. Toledo tries to center, misses. Bartholomew has it, passes it up to Nail. Nail's got it, trying to deke it a little bit, looking for that shot. He's going to get a 2-on-1 attack on him. So it's going to go up in the air and back behind the net. Out now is Tesdall, Jansen, and Camp. Coming to the left. Benny gets a hold of it. Benny's getting shoved. He's going to try and center it. Ripped by Correct, but it's a miss. Comes to the blue line, and Jansen sends it back around behind the net. Nail comes out. In comes his replacement. Looks like Little. They're charging in our left. Tesla applying pressure. Beckendorf applying pressure. Jansen guarding the house. It gets out in front of the net. They launch it. It goes between the legs of Leander. And at 1:29 left in the first period, it'll go 2-0 Toledo. Aims to finish the line change. Out will come Smith, Tesdall, and Little. Cam and Battershell are out on defense. Betty will take the drop at center ice. Here in the PSM Arena in Fort Wayne, Indiana. All right, here we go. Again, Tesdall taking the drop. Sends it forward. Toledo gets a hold of it, but it goes into their territory. Benny's putting them in the boards. Applying pressure. Puck's loose. Smith gets a hold of it, sends it to center. Intercepted by Toledo. It goes loose again. Toledo has it in the neutral zone. Number 88 with him is driving. There's some trip. Everybody kind of falls down coming in at the nets. They miss the shot. Tesdall gets a hold of it at the blue line, chucks it up to Little. Intercepted by Toledo to their blue line. They can't get a hold of it either. Tesdall sends it to center. He's going to go up with his offense. Passes it to Little. Little's got an opportunity. He shoots. Kicked away by the goalie. Goes behind the net. Comes to the blue line. Sent forward by Trey. They center it in front of the goal. Applying pressure. Toledo gets hold of it. They're going to send it out to the right. Tesdall stops it. Puck goes loose. It's in the neutral zone. Battershell. Oh, big collision in front of the boards. That's probably going to be a penalty. We'll see what happens here at 35.2 seconds to go. It's 2-0 Toledo. Nope, they're just going to call it offsides. Tesdall at center, Little on the left, Smith on the right. It's Jansen and Cam out for the last 35 seconds of the period. They're at the blue line. They send it forward. Toledo gets hold of it, rips it in the air. It goes back in our right corner. Jansen's going to rip it around. Sends it. Battle for it at our blue line. Little sends it in the neutral zone across the red line. Toledo's got it at their blue line. 20 seconds to go. They're going to rip it. It'll cross the line. We'll be icing it. 16.5 seconds to go in the first period. And we'll form up on the Toledo half on the right-hand side in front of their net. Toledo up 2-0. This is a good opportunity for Ames to get one in to end the period. Let's see if they can do it. Tesdall's going to take the drop. On the left is Little. The right is Smith. Comes to the right. Smith sends it around behind the boards. It'll go to the area there on the left. Jansen's getting ready to stop it at the blue line. Sends it around behind the boards. Smith going after it. It gets loose. Benny's going to come after it. 4 seconds. Benny centers. It goes behind the net. Comes to our blue line again there, and Jansen stops it. There's a little kerfuffle there, and that'll end the period. Toledo up 2-0 at the end of the first. Now we'll have the team form back up on Coach Little, and we'll see you in the second period. All right, sticks are in the air. 1, 2, 3 Flyers. We'll switch sides. Leander stays in net, and we're getting ready to go for the second period here at the PSM Ice Arena for the Silver Sticks tournament, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Playing against Toledo, where they are up 2-0 at the moment, going in the second period. All right, here we go. Puck's dropped. Going into our territory. Toledo has it. Goes to center. They can't quite center. Comes to our right. They try to center again, and they miss. They'll go the opposite side to our left. Toledo's coming again. They shoot again, wide in front of the net. We got a hold of it. We're battling for it again with, looks like Battershell. They get loose. They're going to try and drive. They launch at Leander, and it bounces off his chest. We get a hold of it. We rip it. It'll probably be icing. Nope, they won't call icing. It's in their territory. Their goalie has it. Lunan giving chase. Tries to get a hold of it. It gets loose. Toledo tries to center it in their territory. It goes back in a corner, and we execute a change. Kim and Bartholomew are out here. Kim is in front of the net. Bartholomew behind. Toledo rips it. Battershell stops it at their blue line. Toledo tries to get it at center and misfire. Toledo still doesn't have good control. They cross our line, and they just chuck it into our left corner. Then will come Bartholomew behind the net. He's going to rip it around the boards. Nail is out. Battershell is out. Correct. And Bartholomew. Bartholomew sends it to the red line. Comes out. Toledo gets a hold of it. Battershell giving chase. They stop and turn, and Battershell's down. It gives over to Bartholomew, and he rips it to center. Stopped at the red line by Toledo, but they don't have good control over it. Nail has it. Tries to launch it. Sticks are in the way. In the left side here. Toledo coming across our blue line. They're loose, and they're going to shoot it up and over the head of the goalie, so it will not go in. 12-18. Battle behind and to the right of the goal. Battershell forces them to launch it. Their goalie comes out into their corner and holds on to the puck. And he launches it around. Their goalie likes to leave the net. Bartholomew comes in on our right wing, trying to take it away. 3-on-1 against Bartholomew. It gets loose. One of their guys is waiting for it. Knocked away by one of the Beckendorfs. They were charging on the goalie. Beckendorf uses his body well to stop them from driving. They center it, try and hit Leander with a goal, and he kicks it away. There on our left, physical contact going on with Battershell and the other person, and Battershell's going to get a penalty on him. Hand goes up. Oh, they're going to wave off the penalty. All right, hand went up on that, but they are not going to charge him for it. 11:37 to go in the second period. We'll have a line change. We have Little, Jansen, Smith, Tesdall, and Trey out. Tesdall taking the drop to the left of our net, trying to drive forward, and they get a hold of it and swing around, deking it. Come on, guys, take the puck. He's trying to set it up, and we're going to put him in the other corner. It's going to go behind the net. They're going to center and get pushed away by Trey. Nice job by Trey, clearing the house. Jansen's over in the other wall. Oh, there's a punch with Jansen in the face, but they will not call a penalty. Cute. Okay, Smith gets a hold of it. Comes in. They're going to hold on to... Yeah, they're holding Benny with both hands, and they weren't going to call a penalty. Looks like they're going to do it now. They're going to put number 9 of Toledo in the box for holding. And Ames will go into power play at 11:06. We're going to form up to the right of the goal of Toledo. Little, Smith, and Tesdall looks like the offense. Looks like Cam and Battershell will be D. Tesdall taking the drop. Nope, Little taking the drop. He sends it, and Toledo gets hold of it, and they launch it behind our net, so there'll be icing at 11:01. Minute and 26 seconds left to go under power play. Form back up at center. Looks like Tesdall will take the drop this time. Little on the left, Smith on the right. Battershell and Cam remain on D. In front of the net, goes back to Battershell. Battershell looking for someone to send it to. Tries to pass to Tesdall. Gets knocked away by Toledo. They're going to get a hold of it and send it in the neutral zone. Beckendorf turns on the wheels. Tries to get in the corner. They launch it at Leander, and it bounces off the bottom red bar. Beckendorf comes out with it. Launches it all the way to Little. Misses Little. And their goalie gets a hold of it. He's going to send it back around. Smith on the right wing, trying to battle 2-on-1 to get it away. It goes in the air. They're going to send it back. Tesdall has it. He's got trouble. He's going to send it back to Beckendorf. He's going to launch it at Smith, who sends it to Tesdall. Good pass. who sends it back to Battershell. Battershell's going to pass back to Tesla, looking for an opportunity. He's going to send it back to Beckendorf. Lots of good passes here. Great passing. Tesla says, I'm going to launch it, and it goes in the glove of their goalie. Nice shot on goal by Tesla, and a good catch by their goalie because he put some sauce on that one. Toledo will execute a change. We're going to hold still. We'll be to the right of the Toledo goal. Little is going to take the drop. Tesla on the left. Smith on the left. Battershell and Cam are out on D. Oh, we had to reset the goal. Came loose, looks like, or something. All right, Little's taking the drop. Tesla on the right. Smith on the left. Here we go. Puck's on the ground. Little's battling, putting his back in it, pushing forward. Puck goes behind the net. Toledo gets it, rips it. Battershell stops at the blue line, looking for a shot. Sends it at the goalie. Body shot at the goalie. Hits him in the pads. And that's 9:59. 24 seconds left under power play for Ames. We will form it to the left of the goal of Toledo. Tesla will take the drop. Little on the left. Smith on the right. Battershell and Cam stay out. We'll see what we do next. That's an excellent passing in the last round here. Comes to Beckendorf. He passes to Benny. Benny's looking for an opportunity. Gets poked by Toledo. Gets put in the corner. He's looking for someone to send it. Passes around to Smith. He's in the right. He passes it back to Beckendorf. Good catch. Good catch. Smith's looking for someone to send it to. He sends it back to Beckendorf. It misses Beckendorf. It's in the neutral zone, and Beckendorf's going to try and recover. He's got it at our blue line, looking for someone to send it to. He passes to Smith. Smith can't keep a hold of it. We got some trouble. We end up having Beckendorf board one of the Toledo guys. Benny has it. He's in the neutral zone. Gets some sticks in the air, but we're going to keep going. And Toledo gets a hold of it, sends it into orbit like a rocket, and it goes back into the officials area. And we'll stop play at 9:18. Ames, now both teams are at full strength. We'll execute a line change. Out comes Jansen and Barber and Lunan and Kim and Cam. Barber has it center, sends it in the corner. They're going to launch it back around, miss their player. They'll come to the right. Jansen's waiting at the blue line. Kim comes in. They're fighting for it. They're going to come around behind the net. Red line is Beckendorf. Oh, and there we go. They've got it. They're going to try and shoot. Jansen gets big. And it goes at Leander. Leander stops it with his body and glove at 8:56. Second period here at Fort Wayne. It's second period. It's 2-0 Toledo. We're going to form to the left of our goal. Barber's going to take the puck. On his right is both offensive players. Beckendorf's on his left. It comes to our blue line. They're going to bounce pass it. They're going to try and send it to 88. Jansen comes in to stop it, and it goes to the left, or excuse me, the right of our net. Comes back to our blue line. In comes Kim trying to take it away. They launch it to the corner. We got it. Looks like Lunan, I can't quite tell. In the corner. Intercepted. There's a battle here in front of the Toledo bench. Elbows and fists are going up. We've got it at the red line. Get knocked down. Their defense is going to send it back. Jansen says, no, thank you. It's going to go back. And they're going to call offside. It's 8:20 here in the second period in Fort Wayne. We're going to, both teams will execute a line change. We're going to form up at center ice. Nail correct, and it looks like Bartholomew. Bartholomew is going to send it backwards to Battershell, puts it in the air. They'll go across the blue line into Toledo territory. Nail is battling and launches, just barely misses. Be on the other wing. Battershell's going to try and launch. A little misfire there. It's okay. We're going to get behind there. Nail's battling in their right corner. They're going to put it in the air. They like that space launched out. Cam's going to turn on the speed by our net, get a hold of it, and send it up the boards for a bounce pass. Goes to center. Toledo gets a hold of it. Deflected by Leander. Good shot and a good block by Leander. We're in the right wing battling for it. Three of us, three of them. Bartholomew sends it to center. One of our guys is waiting. Looks like Nail. Nail's got one guy in front of him. There's some traffic and tripping. They're going to fall down. The puck goes loose to the blue line. Beckendorf comes in to stop progress at the red line. Battershell sends it back. At their blue line, they try and shoot. They pass. They chuck it. They're going to dump it into Ames territory. And they're going to execute a line change. We will not. Here we go, charging with it. On the right wing, we've got it. Looks like our Battershell has it. He's going to try and shoot. Getting a lot of pressure. They trip him. Not going to trip him. Oh, they're going to call tripping. Good job. They tripped Battershell. They're going to call it on him. They're going to put someone in the box. And that'll be an Ames power play at 7:04, second period. We're going to form to the right of the net. Little's going to take the drop. Tesdall on the left. Smith on the left. We have Battershell and Cam out on D. We're to the right of Toledo. Ames on power play. Come on, Little. Let's go. Passes to Benny. Toledo gets a hold of it. They try and send it back. Stopped by Beckendorf at the red line. He's going to drive through the center. They lose a stick. Nope, Little loses a stick. Just going to go in the corner. Battling behind the net is Little and Tesdall, and they shoot it. It looked like it bounced inside the net, but we can't tell. They're not going to call it a goal. Tesdall has it at the red line, looking for someone to send it to. He sends it over to Smith, it looks like. It bounces off. Toledo has it. They're driving towards the neutral zone. Battershell's going back. Beckendorf going back. They're coming strong at Leander. They shoot over his right shoulder. They put it in, and that'll be 3-0 Toledo at 6:24 while Ames is under power play. So again, we're in the second period here at Fort Wayne. Toledo up 3-0. 50 seconds left on power play. Taking it center ice will be Barber. To his left is Kim. To his right is Lunan. Trey and Jansen out on D. Ames is under power play for another 50 seconds. Going forward with it is Barber and Kim trying to get it in the corner. Toledo gets a hold of it. Stopped at the red line by Jansen, who passes to Beckendorf, but he trips. So we stop it at the blue line, send it forward to their blue line. They take off with it in their territory deep. They're trying to reform up. Battle at the red line. Lunan gets a hold of it and passes to Jansen. Jansen's going to look for someone to send it to. Passes it up to Lunan, who passes it to Beckendorf. It gets loose. There's a battle in the neutral zone. Toledo has it. They're going to bounce past it. It'll go back behind the net. 13 seconds left under power play, guys. Come on, let's make something happen. All right, we're charging off with it. It's in the left wing. We have it. Offense going up. We'll launch it into the corner behind the net. Beckendorf's coming off. He was the one that charged up with it. It came to the blue line. Jansen tries to stop it. Puck goes loose. Barber's over there. He has it. On the right, he's going to drive with it. In comes Lunan. He passes and passes back. Jansen at the blue line of our side takes up with it. Gets it across. Does a little bounce pass. Gets it in Toledo territory. Kim charging towards the goalie. Looking for an opportunity. They launch it. It's in the neutral zone. They're going to launch it. It bounces off the ref. They're going to launch it again and dump it for a line change. It'll go behind the net. Jansen's going to be there to stop him in the boards. One of his teammates comes in behind him there. Can't quite see who it is. They're going to fight there behind the net. Bartholomew gets a hold of it. He dumps it towards the blue line. Looks like Nail that has it, or Lynn. I can't tell. There's a 7. It's Nail. They're battling. He's taking it forward. He's battling. Loses a stick in the battle, and they go behind the net with it. Bartholomew and Correct and Nail are going to be in the right wing. Toledo's trying to pass it up. Nail stops it, goes to the blue line. It's loose. Cam is out at the blue line trying to stop it. Jansen's out. They're going to shoot it on Leander. He puts a glove on it. It bounces out of the glove, and there's a little battle in front of the net. Puck goes loose. It's going to cross the blue line in Toledo territory. Nail almost gets a hold of it there. It's under feet, and they try to put it at the goal, and it's going to go behind the net. Bartholomew is going to board one of their players. Sends it to center. Nail's not quite there. He's trying. He sends it back. Bounces off a Toledo player. Launched by Beckendorf into the glove of the goalie. So that'll be a shot on goal by Cam at 3:53 to go in the second period. It's Toledo 3, Ames 0. We're going to form up to the right of Toledo's net. Taking the drop will be Tesdall. On his left is Little. On his right is going to be Smith. And it's Battershell and Trey on D. Let's go Flyers. 3:53 to go. Here we go. Getting ready to drop. Some debris. It looks like a mouth guard on the ice. One of the refs is trying to clean it up. Who's missing the blue mouthpiece? The ref is asking Coach Little. Coach Little's like, I'll figure it out. Here we go. Clear ice, 3:53. We're in front of their net and to the right. Tesdell at the center, Little at the left. There's a battle for it under Little's feet. It comes loose. Toledo has it. Swing in his batter shell. Puck goes loose again. They're going to drive without a defense, but they're going to say offsides. 3:44. We're going to form up here. It should be on Ames half. On our left in neutral zone. Yep. Tesdell will take the drop. Little on the left, Smith on the right. Again, we're in the neutral zone. Benny gets hold of it, takes off with it, gets it across the neutral zone into their territory. Gonna back throw it. Oh, we're not there. Come on. Oh, right in front of the net was a bunch of battling with sticks. We almost got it in. They're gonna airmail it across into our territory. We'll pick it up behind the net, drive with it. There'll be a pass. It's like to Benny. Benny's now on the right, driving forward, 2-on-1 against him, and they're going to stop him at the 3-on-1 at the blue line. In comes Smith to battle. They take off with it, try and go with it. Batter shell says, nope, I'm going to form a brick wall. He gets in front of it. They shoot it at the net. Leander knocks it away. We're in the right wing. There's another battle. Puck goes in the air. Looks like Benny's in the corner and sends it forward. It goes back to Smith. Up to Smith. Benny's got it, kicks it. Again, we're in our territory. Little comes in on the left wing. He tries to center. Toledo gets a hold of it. It gets loose. Smith has it. He's going to send it up to Little. They get a hold of it. They're going to send it back to our blue line. Now they're taking off. Defense is in motion. In traffic. Knocked away by the stick of Leander. Good job, Leander, for a good stop. Good stop by Leander. All right, they have it at center ice with one of their defenders. They try and pass. They're passing. We're staying in the neutral zone, applying pressure. Tesdell's applying pressure and poking. Beckendorf's it's a Trey, kind of pokes them. They try and shoot it, and they miss. We're in the right corner, and they're getting boarded. They launch it. Bounces off the pads of Leander. Good stop by Leander. They have it center. They're trying to make it work. They're getting a lot of pressure from batter shell. They can't make it work. Benny gets it. 4-on-1 against Benny. Benny's in the corner. Still has it. We're executing a line change while Benny's down there. There's nobody out there to defend. There's small guys going to shoot it. It goes up, hits the red bar, and bounces off. No goal. No goal for Toledo. All right, now we're back in the corner. Jansen has it. Goes behind the net. He spins around looking for someone to send it to. He gets intercepted by Toledo. They hit RJ so hard they knock his helmet off, and they will not call a penalty. How cute. So they're going to form us up in Ames territory to the left of our goal. They're going to send RJ out to deal with his helmet instead of giving a penalty. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to form back up. Batter shell will come in from Jansen. Tesdell sends it forward. Or excuse me, that's Barber. We did a little change. We have Barber and Lunan out there now with Kim. Batter shell and Beckendorf on D. We're to the left of our net. Barber's taking the drop. Both offensive players are on the right. They're pushing and pushing, trying to get the puck. Puck goes to center. They're going to launch it. It bounces in the glove of Leander. It hits the ground, and they kick it, and then they hit it, and they're trying to make it a goal, and they're saying no goal. No goal for Toledo. Barber will take the drop. Both of his offensive players on the right or to the left of our net. Beckendorf in the corner. Puck goes forward. Pressure. They launch it back to Beckendorf. Cam has it. He sends it up the boards. Nope. Kicked off a skate there. They're at the blue line and launch it. Bounces off of one of our players. Taking off is Barber. Barber has it. He's going to launch it. Just left of the net. Coming in the corner. In comes Beckendorf. Sends it around the back. Waiting at the blue line is Battershell. It's heading that way. Battershell passes it back. Good pass to Lunin. Lunin launches it into the glove of the goalie, and he puts it down. So the puck is still in play. Shot on goal for Lunin. Comes to the left wing, and Beckendorf's there, and he sends it back around the net. Lunin's there. He sends it around the net. In the corner, Barber's coming after it. It comes back to Beckendorf, goes past him. Battershell's got someone behind him, and he's going to send it forward to Lunin. Bounce pass, bounces, comes back to Battershell. He's looking for someone to give it to. He's going to pass it up to Barber, and the right wing sends it forward. No one's there, so it's in their territory. We're going to have a change. Beckendorf comes off for Trey. Battling to the left of the net, and the buzzer rings, and that will end the second period here. It is Toledo 3, Ames 0 as we go into the third period. Coach Little will speak to his players. Let's go Flyers.
Yeah, oh yeah, the beast back, adrenaline pumping through my veins. But I'm wearing like 3 hats. Never been a rat, but I know where the cheese at. You'll never get a trophy.
That was Warner to RJ. What a pass.
When it's all said and done, I'll still be here standing. Never took a loss, and it ain't something that I'm planning. I dare you to say something. My focus is A1. Every dog has its day. It's been mine since day one. This is real grinding. I'm still climbing. While you still trying, I'm still shining. It's real blinding. And I'm getting hotter too. Talking top 2, I'm not a 2. You let the pressure bother you when I do what I gotta do. Let's go hard.
All right, we're back here for the third period. Center ice, taking the drop. Joe Bartholomew sends it forward. He's driving through traffic, gets the puck towards the goalie. The goalie comes all the way out and launches it to the neutral zone. Trey gets a hold of it, our blue line, passes over to Battershell, and he boards it, and it goes up and into our bench. And that'll stop play at 13:46 in the third. Forming up is Correct, Nail, and Bartholomew. Well, they're going to go ahead and put it back to the right of our net in our territory. Well, maybe the refs are having a conversation and there's some hand signaling going on. Anybody know sign language? Because I can't quite tell what they're saying, but they're pointing in all sorts of directions. Okay, they're going to put it in the neutral zone, our half on the right side. Bartholomew will take the drop. On the left is Nail. The right is Correct. Battershell and Trey are on D. Bartholomew is battling, gets it forward, takes off with it. Great job, Joe. Gets into traffic. Gets under a skate. Joe recovers it, passes it to Correct. Gets under a skate, and now Toledo has it, and they're driving. Beckendorf swinging. They take it away from Toledo. Puck gets loose. Nail has it. Trying to pass it over to Correct. He's going to stay in the left wing. He's going to launch it, and the goalie stops it. 13:21. Shot on goal for Correct. Stops it with the glove. It looks like this goalie has the same glove skills as the Leander. Dangerous gloves. Well, it's been an exciting, fast-paced day. Here comes the next line out. We'll form to the left in the goal of Toledo. It'll be Tesdale at the drop. Little on the left, Smith on the right with Jansen and Cam on D. It comes back to Cam. He launches it forward to Benny. Toledo gets a hold of it. Not real well. It's kind of loose. They pass it around. Heading towards the net. They're going to launch it, and it's gloved by Leander. Good stop by Leander. Great job. We'll form up here to the left of our goal. Benny will take the drop. On his right is Smith. His left is Little. Cam is in the corner, and Jansen in front of the net. All right, here we go. Get ready to drop it. Kicked loose. Puck is very loose. They get a hold of it. It's kind of loose. Jansen battling with it. Smith tries to go off with it. They've got it in our territory. Cam is swinging and boxes it off the body of Cam, and it goes in the corner. They've got it. They try and send it back on the boards. It goes in the corner. Jansen gets a hold of it, sends it back. They get it. They're at center. They're going to rip it. It bounces off of Leander, and they're going to up and over it with the rebound there. While Leander was forward after the block, they grab it out front for a rebound and send it up over his head, and that'll put 4 on the board for Toledo at 12:37 here in the third period. Ames will do a defensive change and bring out Trey and Battershell. Tesdell will stay at center. Smith on the right. Little on the left at center ice. 12:37 to go here in the third period. Battling, it comes back. They get a hold of it and chuck it in the air. It'll go back behind the board. Battershell gets a hold of it. Trying to get it forward. There's a battle. A couple of them are down. Benny gets it. Tries to send it up forward to Little. He gets intercepted. They're at the red line. Toledo has it. They're passing. They chuck it airmail. Gets over to Battershell in the corner. He's going to put it in the corner and send it up along the boards. They try to center. They have loose control. Benny comes in and strips it. He's driving forward with Little. Little, come on, get up there, get up there, get up there. They launches it. Oh, just over the red bar. They try to center it. Smith and Little are battling in the right. Benny's looking for someone to send it to. He's going to chuck it over his shoulder to Little in the corner. He gets loose. Battle at the blue line. Battershell launches it, misses. In the left wing, they're battling. Looks like Smith. Comes back to Beckendorf at their blue line. He's going to try and bounce pass back to Benny. Benny has it. Benny's on his own. 2-on-1. He sends it to the goalie, and the goalie puts a glove on it at 11:32, stopping play. 11:32, Toledo up 4-0. Third period here in Fort Wayne, a Silver Six tournament. We'll execute a change ourselves. Out comes Barber and Kim. Jansen, Beckendorf, and it looks like Lunan. Barber will take the drop. His 2 offensive players are on the right. It goes into Toledo territory. They send it back around the boards. Jansen's at the blue line and holds his place. Won't let him go with it. So they got to go back behind the net. 11:20 to go. They're going to drive forward. Cam is waiting at the blue line. They chip it up. He stops it, but he can't get control of it. It goes back to our blue line, and Toledo will get a hold of it. They launch it at Leander. He picks it out of the air with his glove, and that'll be a nice stop. Good stop for Leander. We'll form up to the left of our goal. 11:09 to go here in the third period. Fort Wayne, Silver Sticks. Taking the drop is Barber. His 2 offensive players are on the right. Jansen in front of the house. Cam in the corner. Goes to Toledo. Toledo's going to launch it. And it's gloved by Leander again. He picks it out of the air with that eagle eye. Stop and play at 11:05. Barber's going to take the drop. He's going to put Kim on the left. On the right is Jansen and Lunan. Cam in the corner. He sends it forward. He wanted Kim to go forward, but Kim got stopped in traffic. So Kim sends it back. It goes behind the net. Toledo has it. They're going to center it. They launch it in front of Leander. And when Leander stretches, they put it in between his legs, and that'll put 5 on the board for Toledo at 10:54. Ames will execute a line change. Out comes Bartholomew, Correct and Nail. Trey and Battershell, will come out on D. Following up at center ice, it's 10:54 to go, third period here. Again, Bartholomew taking the drop, Nail on the left, Correct on the right. They're battling forward with it. It's under some skates. Toledo strips it. They're heading backwards. Trey starts swinging the stick. They try to center it and launch. Can't get the shot. Comes in the corner. Bartholomew sends it up to Correct. It gets stopped at the blue line. Bartholomew sends it forward to Nail. And Correct is in the right. It's stripped by Toledo. Toledo's at their blue line passing. Beckendorf comes in to apply pressure. And they end up going off sides at 10:28 to go in the period. Currently, we're to the left of our goal in the neutral zone. Bartholomew taking the drop. On his left is Nail. On his right is Correct. He sends it back. They go into Battershell, and Battershell puts a guy on the ground. Luke is a tough defender. He's good at stopping people. He does that, gets over to correct. He dumps it in the left corner, sends it behind the net. Nail and correct over there trying to take it away. Puck goes loose. In comes Joe to stop it. He passes it back to Battershell, and there's a fight on our half, and we're going to give it to the defense. Trey has it, looking for someone to send it to. Sends it across, bounces off of one of the Toledo players. There's a battle at center ice with Nail and Bartholomew and Toledo. Trey gets it at the blue line and puts it in the air, sends it to center ice. They have it. They're going to send it to the left. They're going to launch it, and Leander catches it in the glove. Good stop for Leander at 9:39. Great job by Leander. Great job. 9:39 to go. We're going to execute a line change. We'll form up to the right of our net. Jansen and Cam are out. It appears to be Tesdall taking center. On the left is Little, and on the right is Smith. Tesdall sends it forward. They launch it at Leander, and he kicks it away. Good stop by Leander. On the left is Little. They try and launch it again. They miss wide and to the right. Beckendorf's coming in to apply pressure, strips it away and goes back. Tesdall sends it forward. Toledo has it. They're going to try and send it to the blue line. Blue line has it. They launch it. Miss wide. Jansen applies pressure in the corner. Comes in again. They're trying to make a shot. When they shoot it, it goes wide behind the net. On the right is Smith in our territory. He's trying to get an angle on it. He just can't get it. He sends it to center. Jansen bounces it off. Goes to the blue line. They rip it. Jansen stops it with a skate. He sends it to the corner again at full speed. They get a hold of it. They're going to get it to center. They're going to launch it. Leander makes it look easy. He grabs it in the glove. Stops play at 8:50. $8:50 to go in the third period here at Fort Wayne at the Silver Sticks. Toledo's up 5-0, and Ames still putting forth a heck of an effort. Denny gets a hold of it, sends it, goes to the blue line. There's nobody there. Little puts the speed on, navigating in traffic. Benny catches up. They're going to move forward as a group with that offensive line. They try and shoot it. It bounces off the skate. There's a battle in the right. Going to the left, Tesdall comes in. He sends it back to center. Toledo gets a hold of it. Defense is moving backwards. We're in the neutral zone. They're trying to pass. They lose a little control. They're going to try and launch it. They can't quite do it. Jansen kind of follows up the shot. They're going to try and center it. They miss. They try and go to the blue line, and it's going to go back into Toledo territory. The goalie will come out and put some sauce on it. He's going to send it during a line change. Beckendorf, Cam trying to give it some sauce to stop him, and they try and launch. And then in front of the net, and Leander is trying to stop it. He's outstretched to stop it, and the puck goes in, and that'll put 6 on the board at 8:03 for Toledo. We're going to come back up and form at center ice. The ref pats the goalie on the head, says, "Good job, Leander, nice try." Barber will be at center, Kim at left, Lunan on the right. We have Battershell and Trey on D. 8:03 to go here at the Silver Sticks tournament. Barber's driving forward. Puck gets loose. Goes to the blue line. Their defense is going to bounce it. They're going to come in and bounce it into our corner. Battershell's going to get it and send it around the boards. In front of the boards, Battershell gets it again. Passes it up. They're going to get it. Send it back behind the net. Barber stops it at the net. He's going to rip it. Caught in the air by one of their sticks. It goes to the red line. And they're going to call offsides. That's 7:35. 7:29 to go here, third period. Yeah, Silver Sticks, they're going to play a running clock because of the shot differential, I assume, at this point. Barber's going to take the center. It'll be to the right of their goal. Ludeman will be behind Barber. Kim on the left. Battershell is on the back along with Trey. Battling behind the net. Puck gets loose, goes in the left corner. They're going to airmail it to center ice. Trey puts on his wheels, and he's in front of the goal, and he rips it for a bounce. They come in and battle by the ref. Trey sends it back to the blue line. Blue line shot. They go wide to the corner. Battershell gets it, sends it up, trying to get it to Lunan. There's a fight with the guys for the puck with Toledo. There's another battle for the puck. It's going to go behind the net. They're going to get it again. They're going to try and center it. Batter shell stops the movement. They're going to try and center it again. Knocked away by Kim. Looks like we're going to execute a line change. We've dumped into their territory. Their goalie comes out to the blue line. Interesting play for our goalie. They're going to send it down to their guy at our blue line. Beckendorf Cam comes out and strips it away at the blue line, thankfully. Joe Bartholomew gets a hold of it. He's at center ice and charging. Two in front of him. Oh, and they are going to put him in the boards in an ugly way. They're going to send it for a bounce pass all the way across to our line, and they're going to call icing on Toledo at 5:54. It's going to be a running clock, though, because they're up 6-0. We're going to form up to the right of their net. 5:45 to go, running clock. Bartholomew at center, Nail and correct on offense. Defense is having a chat with Coach Little. It'll be Cam and RJ coming out. Correct on the right, Linden on the left. At center is Bartholomew. It goes to the right. Toledo's going to take it and rip it behind their boards. They're going to try and pass it up. They're going to go with it. That blue line that we take it away goes to Beckendorf, who airmails it back into their territory. Bartholomew's there applying pressure. They're going to backwards pass it and then send it to somebody else on the red line. Cam is applying pressure. Jansen's swinging in front of the house. He's defending the house. They're going to try and block it, and their guy goes in the net, but no call. All right, they shoot it, and Leander kicks it away. Good stop by Leander. Jansen in the right corner puts it in the air, sends it to Neal. They're in center ice. Puck gets loose. Neal has it. He's going to send it in the corner to get it back in their territory. Their goalie will go to the back and stop it. They're coming up with speed. They're trying to take it into our territory. They're in the neutral zone. They pass it. Trey is out. He bounces it off, and it goes over into Leander, and Leander puts a glove on it, stopping play. It's a running clock, though. It's 4:25 to go in the third period. We're going to form up to the left of our goal. Out comes Benny, Little, and it looks like Smith. And then we have Battershell and Trey on D. On the right is Smith. The left is Little. They're trying to go forward. They shoot at the net. It's a really weak shot. It hits a skate. In the back, Battershell dumps it forward, gets it in the neutral zone. Little coming after along with Smith. Smith has it. He's trying to pass it up. It goes in the corner. Little and Smith will go to the corner, and they'll dump it the other way. Battershell's on. Whoa. Battershell had a good one. He puts it back around the net. It's in the air, bounces off the spectator net. 3:40. They're going to stop play. We'll form up in their territory. Let's see here. It'll be to the left of the goal. Tesdell will take the drop. Little on the left. Smith on the right. It goes backwards to Trey. Trey's going to send it to the goalie. He's going to put a glove on it. 3:22, running clock. We'll form up to the left of the goal of Toledo. Third period, 3:16 to go, running clock. They're going to execute a line change. All right, it goes backwards. Beckendorf has it. Trey sends it just to the right of the goalie. Comes to the right corner. Battershell sends it at the goalie. The goalie will put a glove on it. Play will stop. The clock will not. It's 2:53. We will form to the right of the Toledo goal. Benny at center. On the right is Smith. On the left is Little. Out comes Jansen and Cam. They decide to send it behind their own net. There's a battle behind the net with Benny. Benny's going to try and send it to somebody, but they got a stick on him. Smith sends it forward to Little. Little misses. They get a hold of it. They're driving it. Defense is going back fast, but there's not enough opposition there to stop them. Leander knocks it away to their guy who gets the rebound, and they put it in, and they'll make it 7-0. We're going to form back up at center ice here. 2:19 to go. They stop the clock for the goal. Center ice is Tesdell, Little on the left. On the right is Smith. Jansen on the right defensive side, and Cam on the left defensive side. Leander at goal. 2:14 to go. The clock is running. We send it forward. Their defense sends it back. Jansen stops it, launches it, bounces off a skate, gets in the right corner. They're going to send it around. Benny gets a hold of it, launches it. It'll go to the blue line, and they'll try and stop it. Puck will get loose. Little is moving fast, poking. They get a hold of it. They're going to send it in front of our area there. And Cam sends it back to the neutral zone. They're on the blue line. Lumen's swinging. They launch and miss. It'll go in our territory behind the goal. Jansen will stop it at the line, puts it in the air. There's pressure. Beckendorf gets a hold of it. He tries to put it in the air, bounces off the player. At the red line, there's a fight for it. They'll get a hold of it at the blue line and start driving forward. Jansen and Beckendorf are swinging. They make a shot and it misfires. Now there's pressure. It's under a skate in the corner. Beckendorf, Trey sends it forward. They launch it and it bounces off behind the goal. Jansen gets it, sends it around behind the boards. They send it behind the boards. Battle behind the boards with Beckendorf, sending it up in the air. Their winger gets a hold of it, bounces off of a skate. Barber and Lunan are in the corner trying to take it away. They're driving with it. Jansen uses his body to board him and flies off. Now there's some fists going. They're not going to call anything. Okay. Puck goes wild. It goes into Toledo territory. 41.8 seconds to go. And they're going to put Jansen in. Hoping to put the other guy in. And they do. So we'll end the period with 2 people in the box. We'll execute a line change. Definitely been a physical game here today. Ames giving it all they can. Refs trying to figure out where to put everybody. It looks like we're going to form up on the left of the goal for Toledo. Clock is going to run. We may not even get the puck drop the rate we're going here. 30 seconds on the clock. There we go. Benny takes the drop, sends it back, goes to Trey. Trey launches it, bounces off a skate. The goalie puts a glove on it, stopping play, but not the clock. We're at 21 seconds. There's some words exchanged with players. 16 seconds to go. We're going to try and form up. We may get one more drop. 12 seconds. Benny's at the center there. 9 seconds. They're going to drop it. Benny's got it. Smith launches it, and their goalie puts a glove on it, and that will end the game. It'll be 7 for Toledo. Ames going back to give goalie love to Leander. Well-deserved. Leander did a heck of a job. Had a tough job today. These guys were very physical, making a lot of shots on goal. Great job for the Flyers.